These are 10 money mistakes you must avoid if you're in your 20s. One of my friends reached out one day and he was like that he's ready to start learning online. He wants to make money online. I was like, oh, that was out of the blue. Why do you want to do that? He now said that he needs to make money to pay the rent off. And then I shook my head. I've seen a lot of people in their late 20s, early 30s, and some people in their mid 20s that have been living in total regret of how they wasted money in their early 20s when they had a kind of steady income coming in. So now you that's in your 20s, I don't want you to fall for this mistake that a lot of people have fallen into. If you're in your 20s and you have a specific kind of income, probably you started something by the side, a side income, or your parents are still sending you money, or it's still this era, you're still in this era where money is not yet a very complex thing for you to earn. This is the right time to start making these strategic plans for your future. A lot of people expected, oh, now that this money is coming in, it will keep on coming in this way for the rest of my life. And that's the big misconception, the big mistake that they made, thinking that the source of income you have now is all sustain you for the rest of your life, without knowing that there are things like economic downtime. There are things like businesses that can be kicked out of the marketplace due to the demand for it has dropped. So whatever it is you're doing right now, whatever is giving you a kind of specific income, you should not depend on it for a long time. What you're going to be learning in this video, the 10 money mistakes you must avoid if you are in your 20s. The first one being investing more in status than education. Most people, this is specifically the mistake I made. When I started seeing a certain amount of money, when I started making a certain amount of money, I focused more on trying to look like I know what I'm doing than actually building on myself to know what I am doing. I focused on saving up to get a very good phone, saving up to get good clothes, a good wristwatch. And this is the mistake a lot of young people make. When you start seeing a certain amount of money in your account, you think that the next thing to do is to start impressing your people. You think the next thing to do is change your wardrobe, to start watching your diet, eating in expensive restaurants. This is not what will make you more money. In your 20s, you need to zero in your mind that you are here to learn. People in their 50s, people in their 60s still invest heavily in learning. You that's now in your 20s, what do you expect? The mistake that a lot of people make is they feel like they figured it out. So because you did something and you made 500,000 naira, you did something and you made 1 million naira, you now think that, oh, the fact that I can make this amount of money means that I've known it all. I don't need to learn that thing again. That's a very big mistake. And then you now start investing in status, in how you look, instead of investing in education. Buy good courses that align with what you want. Don't just go and randomly buy courses that you feel like you're buying courses. All right? Invest in relationships. When I say invest in education, I don't just mean going to school. No, I mean using your money to get yourself into certain rooms. There are some events that are top tier events, and for you to pay and be present in such events, it means the only people you're going to see there are people that are thinking the way you want to think or the way you think. You can't tell me that an event that has a 300,000 naira ticket is babies that are going to be there. No, these are top tier people that are attending it. Instead of buying different sets of clothes and watches with your 300k, save this 300k and invest it in a premium event, because when you attend this event, you're going to learn more. In another video, I'll dissect the importance of mentorship. A lot of people make the mistake of moving into people's DMs, these top people, and asking for mentorship. You will never get that. I'll talk about that in a different video. But then understanding that what made you 1 million naira in a week or in a month or probably in a year, someone is doing that in a smaller fragment of time. If you made 1 million naira in a month, or someone is doing it in a day, in 6 hours. So no matter how much you've made in your 20s, don't think that you have been set for life. Invest more in education. Invest more in knowing how you can make more of whatever it is you are making currently. The second money mistake you should avoid is making money only during emergencies. One of my friends reached out one day and he was like that he's ready to start learning online. He wants to make money online. I was like, oh, that was out of the blue. Why do you want to do that? He now said that his rent is about to expire and he needs to make money to pay the rent off. And that's the mistake a lot of young people make. You're only interested in making money when there's an emergency, when there's a bill to pay, when there's an urgent need to be solved, when something is definitely going to go wrong if it's not solved with cash. If you fall into this trap, you are not going to leave it anytime soon. Making money only when you have been prompted to make money. And what this means is you are reacting to life. And if you're always on the reaction side of life, it only means one thing: life is ahead of you. It means that life has to happen before you take action. Imagine how sad that is. The people that are making the most money are proactive. They are ahead of life. Ahead of life doesn't mean they are living their future in the present. They are thinking of their future in the present. They are planning for their future in the present. You don't only want to make money when you have been pressured to make money. I was in that loop for a long period of time. The only time I had to make urgent 5K or 6K was probably when we were threatened to not enter the exam hall in school or not to attend school at all. That was when you be prompted to, oh my God, I need to get 5K, and I was not even working for it. When that kind of situation comes, the first thing that comes to my mind is, who will I call? That's a poverty-stricken mindset. Which of my uncles will I call to send me this 5K? Which of my uncles will I call to send me 10K? How many of them will I call? If you're still thinking that way and you're in your 20s, you should stop it right now. Pause this video and tell yourself that you are never, the first thing that comes to your mind when you need money is not to call somebody. Is to think of how you can make it by yourself. That's what makes you mature. So back to what I was saying. The trick I used to break out of this loop was, I put this pressure on myself consciously. Even though you're not living in a house that you're the one that is paying rent, what is that thing that made you rush to make money the last time? Bring it out. What were the consequences that you were going to face if you did not solve that problem? Bring out those consequences, because that situation might not come out again. So if it's rent now, you would be chased out of your house, literally thrown out of your house. The bags will be outside. Absorb the consequences, lay it out, and start consciously reminding yourself every single day. Put this pressure on yourself. This pressure should not only come when the actual pressure is there. If you want to succeed in life, you have to learn to thrive under pressure. Okay, so if you notice that you're that kind of person that the only time you want to make money is when an emergency comes up, consciously put that emergency in your head, even though it's not there. Create that illusion for yourself, because when you're continuously in this loop of making money during emergencies, it only means one thing: that you're not motivated to make money for yourself. You're motivated to make money for other people, but not for yourself. Because when you make that money, you're giving the cash to someone else. You're literally giving it to somebody else. So it only means that you only wake up from your slumber when it's time to make money for someone else. You're not motivated enough to make money for yourself. And what this does to your mind is, anytime any amount enters your account, whether it's entered during an emergency time or normal time, your mind is already trained that money has to leave your account, because you're not used to seeing certain amounts in your account. Anytime you see a huge amount in your account, probably 50,000 naira, 60,000 naira, 100,000 naira, 300,000 naira, it's because you did it out of emergency, and that emergency now required you send that money out immediately. When you continuously do this, you're sending message to your head that anytime a certain amount of money enters my account, you're supposed to move out. So consciously start now to train your mind to work hard for yourself, not only to make money for other people. Third money mistake is no financial strategy. When I started making money, I faced this big challenge of, when I have money, what should I do with money? You know, everybody say, I want 1 million, I want 1 million. The day that 100K enters your account, you realize that you are confused. 3 weeks will go, you're not seeing that amount in your account again, and you're wondering what's happened. It's because you don't have financial strategy. What is financial strategy? How your money works. Not general money, how your own money works. If you're able to outline how your money works, write it down. Till today, if I'm making any transfer from my phone, I literally put it in the remark what I'm making transfer for. A lot of people take it as, oh, it's not compulsory. Even the banks have made it not optional. But I consciously do it so that I know what I am sending out money for. If I'm sending out money to withdraw for my pocket money, I literally write it pocket money withdrawal. I type it out. What that does is, if it's for a useless thing, the amount of time you take to type it out, sometimes you now realize that this is not necessary. It's just like you'll finish imputing the amount, 5,000 naira. You're not hungry. You're not that hungry. 5,000 naira. If you're writing out this thing, you write shawarma before you type the wama. Before you type wama, your mind you have consciously broken out of that loop of, is this really necessary? Do I really need to pay for this? Do I really need this? A very, very good financial strategy that worked for me was having the 60-30-10 principle. Every single amount I made, every single income that came in, 60% was allocated back to business, because that was the only way I was making money that time. 30% was for leisure. Leisure money now is spendable income. I'm not going to feel guilty when I'm spending this money because this is what it's for, leisure. Then 10% is now for investments. This varies across the level at which you're playing at. You're still making 100k weekly, 200k weekly. This is what you should abide with. You're now moved into the multi 7-figure, 8-figure per week business levels. Your 10% could now increase to 20% or 30% because that's what you're now using as investments. Do you understand? Your leisure income could be your leisure amount could be 10%, but then it's still sizable. You're making ₦1 million in a week. 10% of ₦1 million is 100k. That is still sizable for a week. That one balances out. But for you that is starting out, 60% goes back to that particular thing that made you that money. Because there are 3 things you can always do when it comes to business. That's for another video, but then I'll just brief you on it. You can always, the 3 things you need to do is more, better, and new. More is that 60% now. Whatever made you money, you invest 60% back into that thing to do more of it. So if it's someone that bought your course, or if it's someone that bought your products, if it's someone that paid you to render a service to them, you invest 60% back into finding more of those people that can pay you for whatever it is you rendered. Better is investing in yourself to become better at what you're doing. New is now probably another new business alternative, but it's still related to what you're doing. A very different topic. But then you have to have a strong financial strategy. Know where your money moves. For every single amount that leaves your account or leaves your wallet, know the destination. Know why it is leaving. If it's not useful, do not spend. The fourth money mistake that I made when I was starting out was I always spent with my credit cards instead of cash. What this did is it enhanced impulsive buying. Credit card spending comes with this kind of ease as opposed to spending with cash. Cash, you're seeing what is going and what is remaining. But credit card, you might not even know the exact amount that's in your account. You just know that, oh, is enough to pay for this. So the mistake I made that enhanced my impulse spending was paying with credit cards. Whenever you go to a shop or a store, you've budgeted that you just wanted to get a roll-on, but then when you enter the store, you see a roll-on, you see another perfume, you now see a snack that you really like, and then because of course the money is in your account, you just spend it. You just buy the 3 things that you didn't plan on buying. But as opposed to if you were with cash and you said, oh, roll-on is 3,000 naira, my transport money to this place is 500 naira, I'll just go with 3,500. Now when you enter the store and you're only with 3,000 and you see something that is 200 naira or 300 naira, you know that whatever it is you're spending is now from your transport money. Do you understand? Cash limits the rate at which you spend impulsively. As a young person, you need to reduce the rate at which you spend if it's not matching up with how you earn. So the trick I used was spending more with cash than with credit cards. The 5th money mistake you should avoid is going shopping. Yes, this is a little bit controversial because a lot of people might just say, why you need to go shopping, you need to enjoy your life. No, most people just go shopping. You say, why are you going to shopping? You don't know what you want to go and buy, meaning you don't know how much you're going to spend. Have an expenses list. Before I went shopping, before I went to get myself things, I had a list, a folder, more like a folder on my phone. I termed it expenses and I wrote down everything that I really wanted to get, even though I had the amount to get it. What this did was every day I visited it, I always, at least in every 2 days, there was something I cancelled out of that list. Because when you delay it, whenever you feel like you want something, yeah, delay it for like a day or 2. If it's still pressing after these 2 days, know that's important, you can now go and get it. But then if it dies out after 2 days, know that you never needed it in the first place. So whenever I needed a new sunshade, whenever I don't need it, whenever I wanted a new sunshade, whenever I wanted a new wallet, whenever I wanted something, like it just comes, you understand? Because probably you saw it or the thought just came. I just go and type it into this folder and leave it there, okay? Whenever I was now going to actually shop, I always bought what was on that list. I never added, I never removed. So if I'm moving into the market, whatever is not on that list, I am not buying. So it helps you manage the amount, the rate at which you spend without planning. Because there are some days you will literally go into the market and you just wanted to buy 4 things and then you end up buying 7 things, 8 things, 10 things. And because of how excited you were when you saw it at that point, when you come back, you realize that, oh, I didn't actually need this. Why did I get it? When you have an expenses list, You look at something, you look at your list, it's not there, I'm not buying you. I'll bet you when I want to get you. Okay? So just understand that whenever you are in the mall, whenever you're in the market, your brain is tuned to another frequency, an excited frequency. You're not thinking exactly straight as you were thinking when you sat down and literally typed that thing, visited it for 2 days extra before you now decided that, oh, I really needed it. You're not thinking critically. You're going to be buying with emotions. Understand that. That's where human beings are. It's not a problem. So when you understand that, you plan ahead so that you don't buy with emotions, you buy with logic. Okay? So don't go shopping. Have an expense list. The 6th money mistake I made and a lot of people make is they save pennies to lose dollars. They save kobo to waste naira. Have you ever seen where you know you are supposed to go for this early? You're supposed to attend this meeting on time. But then, because the first bus you stopped told you 300 naira and you said 250 and they said no, you let that bus go. And you spent time, 4 more buses came and disagreed to the 250 that you want until someone now agreed to 250. And then like I told you, someone was going to agree to it. Not only have you wasted time staying there, because most people think that time is money. Time is not money. I've explained that in a video before. Time is more valuable than money. When you try to save money and spend time, it only means that money is more valuable than time to you. Now you need to understand that rich people, time is more valuable than money. They spend thousands of dollars, thousands of naira, millions of naira to save a specific amount of time. What do you think private jets are for? They don't want to go through the stress of wasting 8 hours on the road to get to a destination when they can spend 20 minutes using a private jet. And I think private jets are free. They spend money to save time. So you now that is starting out and you want to be rich, you need to start emulating these habits of the rich. You want to buy something from a store and they tell you it's 500 naira. But then you now spend 20 minutes going to different stores to find it at a cheaper rate. If you don't find it, you still come back to the first stores to buy it. You're saving pennies to waste dollars. You are capable now not to do laundry on your own. How much is laundry? It could be 3,000 naira, 4,000 naira. But then you chose that you'll be spending 2 hours of your time washing your clothes, another extra 1 hour doing the ironing because you don't want to spend 3,000 naira, because you don't want to spend 4,000 naira to pay someone to do it for you. That's the mistake a lot of people make. You save pennies to lose dollars. The 7th one is check your account balance daily. The mistake a lot of people make is they don't check their account balance daily and then they lose motivation for that day. There's this kind of feeling that when you have, it hits you when you wake up in the morning and you see how much you have in your account, how low it is. In your 20s, you need to take this as priority because it fuels you. It helps in fueling you. You have a reason to stand up and jump out of bed that morning. Check your account balance every morning to remind yourself how much work you still need to do to get to where you want to be. The 8th money mistake that I made and most people still make is thinking that it's a waste of money to spend on one-time experiences. You know, there are some experiences that 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, you cannot forget it. Like taking yourself on a vacation. Remember the first time I took myself to a restaurant and just paid and ate food there. I've gone to a lot of restaurants, but then that first experience is something I can't forget. That's a one-time experience. And it's not like I had the whole money then. It was something that I just wanted to do for the feel. Like I wanted to have that experience. Okay, so don't think that it might be expensive, it might cost a lot, but then it's worth it when you look back at it 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, that you took yourself on this vacation, that you did this for a certain family member, that you did this for this person, that you did this for yourself. Don't think that spending on one-time experience is a waste of money or a waste of time. It's not. So you should consciously plan on one-time experiences. Get that passport, get that international passport. Anything can happen. There are some limiting beliefs that a lot of people have, which is not fit for the dreams you have for yourself. Most of you have not gotten international passports. You have the money for it, but you've not gotten it. Why? Because you don't see any possibility of you leaving the country. You don't see any possibility of you going on a vacation, on an expensive vacation. Get that passport. Get that thing that you think is not possible. Just get it and have it. Do you understand? The 9th lesson is avoid expensive circles. When you're starting out, especially in your 20s, you are in this phase where Again, you need to save as crazily as possible or minimize the way you spend on things that don't matter now. And you can't do that if you are in the midst of friends that encourage wasteful spending or a lot of spending. Now, they might not be wasting their money. Someone that earns ₦1 million, 10,000 naira in a day or 10,000 naira for a cup of coffee is not that much. But for you that is starting out, even though you're earning that amount, you consciously don't want to spend frivolously now. The logical thing to do is to avoid those circles. There are these friends that you have that spend money like it's on their father's property and it's just going to be sent back to their account. Avoid these circles because they are not aligning with the goals you have right now. They are not bad, but then it's not right for you in this season. Okay? So you know those friends that whenever you move out with them, because they are spending, they are buying, whenever you go to the restaurants with them, they buy like 2 rounds, and you know that you can't buy 2 rounds. In fact, the first round is even 4 rounds of the normal plate of food you normally get. Avoid those friends, avoid those circle. Not forever, just avoid them for now, till you get your balance. Okay? You can now play in their leagues. But for now that is not aligning with the goals you have with yourself, don't spend to impress others. Don't spend because others are spending. Don't put yourself to test. Don't say, oh, I will go with them and I'll not spend money. You will if you have it. It's easier when you don't have it. But when you have 100k in your account, 200k in your account, 300k in your account, and you're going out with friends, and the most that people can spend there is probably 50k. You might just second think, you'll be like, if I remove 50k, just 250k, I will try and sell more by tomorrow or next tomorrow and try and get back that 50k. You can't resist the pressure, especially if they are your good friends. So the best thing to do is to prevent it, not to cure it. The 10th money mistake you should avoid is no financial literacy. This shot me in the leg over and over and over again. I kept on shooting myself in the leg, in the head, in the hand, everywhere, because I didn't have a good philosophy of how money works. If you're in your 20s, you need to understand how money works, because if you don't understand it, you will keep on making the same mistakes that people who don't understand it make. If you're ignorant of something, you would always be harmed by it. If you're ignorant about the way a system works, you will be harmed by it. There's no pity for someone that when you say, oh, I didn't know it worked this way. How does money work? How do you make money? How do you save money? How do you multiply it? Making money, you need to understand that whatever, of course, I assume that you're already making money. That's why you're watching this video. You've cracked the code of making money. Now, how to save it strategically is not by dumping it in an account, leaving it there to waste. Money is currency and it has to flow. So you need to understand how to put money to work for you into investments, little investments that you can start with, not blown out investments. Understand how money works. Understand the systems that make money. When it comes to investment, before you invest your money in something, have clear knowledge, have clear path on how you're going to make money from this particular investment strategy. Let's say you're investing money in real estate, you're buying a piece of land. When they tell you buy this piece of land and you make money, understand how am I going to make money from this piece of land? Oh, when I buy this piece of land that is in this particular area, because it's in this particular area and a lot of people visit this area, or a lot of people have not started visiting it, but in the next 2-3 years, development will come to this area where my piece of land is, and because development has come, it automatically increases the price because attention is there. Oh, so attention is what makes money in this particular industry. Oh, so I'm investing my money now because when 2 years from now, if a hotel is built here, if a school is built here, if a church is built here, if a supermarket is erected close to this place, this piece of land is going to be hot cake because there are a lot of eyeballs and people will want to buy it from you so that they can erect something there to make money. Which means that if I spend 2 million on it now, 3 years from now, I could be selling it for 5 million or 6 million. You have a clear understanding on how you're going to make money from that investment scheme. Okay? So have financial literacy, have financial knowledge, read books, read money books, listen to people that have made money, watch them on YouTube. There's Myron Golden, there's Alex Hormozi, there's Iman Gadzhi, there are a lot of people. Listen to them so you understand what made them their money and what is still making them money. That's the only way you understand the way money works above you, because you don't understand how to make money in millions yet. The only way you can know it Again, is by listening to those that are doing it. So how do you update your financial literacy? How do you update your financial knowledge bank? By reading books, by listening to audio books, by listening to people who have made it already. They are everywhere. Just tune in and listen. Those are the 10 money mistakes you should avoid in your 20s. What is the one that stood out for you the most? Tell me in the comment section. And I've gotten a lot of DMs from most of you telling me I watch all your videos and I love them, but then I'm still confused on the particular skill to start with. I'm still confused on the particular business or the industry to move in. I made a 30-minute video outlining the best skill you can start with right now, whether as a beginner or as an intermediate. The best skill that can start making you 50,000 to 100,000 naira per week. It's one of my best performing videos, so I'll link it in the description. Once you're done watching this video, head on to that video, watch it, a 30-minute video, invest your time to watch it. So towards the end of that video, I reviewed an opportunity, a special opportunity for those who are willing to work with me on a deeper level. Make sure you grab the opportunity if you can. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button. If you want to be notified when I upload the next time, hit the subscribe button. And of course, share this video with just 3 of your friends who you believe need to hear what you heard right now. And as always, where you are right now is not your final destination. I shall see you at the top.